Dear students, animal tissues, group of cells which are present together in the animal body forms animal tissues. Animal tissues are classified into four types: epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, and nervous tissue. When we talk about epithelial tissue, these are of different types like cuboidal epithelium, squamous epithelium, columnar epithelium, ciliated columnar epithelium, stratified epithelium, and glandular epithelium. About connective tissue is one of the special type of tissue which is the most abundant one, which is present in maximum quantity in the animal and human body. It is of different types: blood, bones, cartilages, tendons, ligaments, areolar and adipose tissue. Then coming to the muscular tissue, these are the three different types of muscles present in our body. These are cardiac muscle, skeletal muscle, and smooth muscles. At last is the nervous tissue, which is made up of neurons and neuroglia. Epithelial tissues. These tissues are located mainly all over the body. The epithelial tissues are usually found over the basement membrane. In the base structure, you can easily see that the basement membrane is found at the bottom, and above that is present epithelial tissues. The very first type of epithelial tissue discussed here is cuboidal epithelium. The cuboidal epithelium is made up of cuboidal shaped cell or cubical shaped cells. These are just block like cube shaped cells which have a prominent nucleus in the center, and below them is present basement membrane. The role of cuboidal epithelium is that they provide protection to the various body parts. They are usually present in the ducts of salivary gland and in the tubules of the nephron of kidney. Here you can clearly see that if this is a salivary gland and the cuboidal cell are lined in between. And similarly, when we talk about the tubules of nephron, the cuboidal epithelium are lined inside. So these are the two locations where we found cuboidal epithelium, and they are providing protection to these parts. Apart from them, cuboidal epithelium also performs some little role in secretion of substances also. Then coming to the columnar epithelium are elongated column shaped cells. As the name suggests, columnar epithelium, the word column means elongated or the long cells, and they have elongated nucleus also. Unlike the cuboidal epithelium, the nucleus here in columnar epithelium is located at the bottom, and these cells are found in the stomach and small intestine. The columnar epithelial cell mainly perform the function of secretion of digestive juices in stomach and small intestine, which aids ciliated columnar epithelium. These are column-shaped cell, elongated cell, but they have a special structure over them which is known as cilia. These special type of ciliated columnar cells are present in windpipe or trachea. The cilia traps the dust particle and microbes and help in propelling these dust particles out. The propulsion of the dust particle out by the ciliated columnar epithelium leads to cuffing action, and hence we get rid of the infectious particle because of the ciliated columnar epithelium. The next is squamous epithelium. These cells do not have any fixed type of shape. Some of them are round, some of them are rectangular, some of them are circular or of multiple shapes. So this is the property of squamous epithelium, that they do not have fixed shape. Rather, when they are seen under microscope, they appear as the tiles on the floor. The location of squamous epithelium is alveoli of the lungs and the blood vessels. These cells are very much specialized in passing of the substances from one place to another, and hence diffusion of gases takes place between the alveoli of the lungs. The oxygen can diffuse from the squamous epithelium into the blood vessel, and the CO2 can go back from the blood vessel to the alveoli. This is how diffusion is taking place with the help of connective tissue. It is the most abundant type of tissue in our body, present in different forms in our body: blood, bone, cartilages, tendon, ligament, areolar and adipose tissue. When we talk about blood is a fluid connective tissue or mobile connective tissue because it circulates in our body. Blood, when separated, is divided into four components: Plasma, which is a liquid component, platelet, WBC and RBC, these are the cells. When we talk about the role of the blood, so role of blood is directly proportional to the role of the cells which are found in the blood. For example, if I talk about RBC have hemoglobin pigment in them, which helps in carrying of oxygen and CO2, or we can also say that RBC helps in exchange of gases. WBC, it provides protection to the cell and provides immunity to us. And then coming to the next, which is known as platelets. Platelets help in blood coagulation and prevents leakage of blood. So overall role of the blood is transportation of food, transportation of hormones, gases, etc. Then is the next type of connective tissue, bones and cartilages. See, within our body there are 206 bones and various cartilages. The bones and cartilages are different in many ways. First of all, the bones are very hard because they are rich in calcium and phosphorus, whereas the cartilages are known as soft bones because they have less amount of calcium and phosphorus. Hence, they are different from the bones. They are not so tough. Bones have blood vessels in them. Cartilages lack blood vessel in them. Bones have Haversian canal. Cartilages lack Haversian canal. Bones have canaliculi. Cartilages lack canaliculi. Bone cells are called as osteocytes. Cartilage cells are called as chondrocytes. Bones form the skeletal system of our body and cartilages are present in nose, tip, vertebral column, larynx, etc. Then coming to the adipose tissue and areolar tissue. Adipose tissue are the fat storing tissue in our body, whereas areolar tissues are the protective tissues. Adipose tissue is made up of adipocyte, whereas areolar tissue are made up of mast cell, macrophages and different fibers. Adipose tissue lines various organs of our body and acts as shock absorber, whereas areolar tissue is present below the skin, nerves, blood vessel, and they are very much protective in nature. Tendons and ligaments. Tendons are the connection between bone to muscle and ligaments are the connection between bone to bone. Tendons are non-elastic whereas ligaments are elastic. Here you can see in the diagram, this is muscle and this is bone. The connection between muscle and bone is tendon, whereas connection between bone and bone is ligament. Then is nervous tissue. Nervous tissue is made up of special cells called as neurons. Neurons are specialized because they are star-shaped cells. When we observe them under microscope, they appear like star. Secondly, they are the longest cell of our body and they help in signal transmission and help us in knowing about our surroundings, or we can say they can also provide consciousness to us. Apart from them, there is one more feature of the neuron, that neurons are the non-dividing cell of our body. Whatever neurons are formed in our brain and spinal cord and various other sense organs, these are formed just before birth. After birth, the neurons formation do not take place. If we see the structure of neuron, it is made up of mainly two parts, cell body and axon. Cell body contains nucleus, cytoplasm and dendrites. Dendrites are the site from where the signal transmission start taking place. And then is the axon, which contains the myelin sheath and the node of Ranvier. At last is the nerve ending. At last is nerve ending. Then the last type of connective tissue is muscular tissue. There are three types of muscles: skeletal muscle, smooth muscle and cardiac muscle. Skeletal muscle are long and cylindrical in shape. Smooth muscles are spindle shaped and cardiac muscle are long and cylindrical. Skeletal muscle are unbranched. Similarly, smooth muscles are also unbranched and cardiac muscles are branched. Skeletal muscle is multinucleated. It means they have many nuclei. Smooth muscles are uninucleated and cardiac muscles are also uninucleated. Skeletal muscles are voluntary, smooth muscles are involuntary and cardiac muscles are involuntary. In the diagram it is seen that the skeletal muscle is multinucleated, long and cylindrical. The smooth muscle is spindle shaped, uninucleated, and the cardiac muscle is branched, long, cylindrical and uninucleated. The skeletal muscles are striated with light and dark band. Similarly, cardiac muscles are also striated with light and dark band, and the smooth muscles, they are non-striated, they lack light and dark band. Skeletal muscles are present along with our skeletal system. Smooth muscle is present in urinary bladder, iris of our eye, and some parts within the digestive system, whereas cardiac muscle is present in the heart. Thank you so much.